Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of This Week in the World of Football, where we're going to talk about Hard Knocks featuring our favorite team, the Detroit Lions.
Yes, if you watched this episode and didn't want to run through a wall, what's wrong with you?
I did.
What is wrong with you?
I sure did.
Did you? So like I don't know how long. I've been watching Hard Knocks since 2017.
Yeah, you got into it much.
And I got you the next year. You watched the Cleveland Browns. I started with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I never really thought about it, but I heard somebody say this, and it's true. Hard Knocks kind of kicks off, other than the pro football weekend or the Hall of Fame weekend.
Right, Hall of Fame game.
This pretty much kicks off the NFL season now.
Kind of, yeah.
It has become ritual now that, hey, now at the beginning of the year, let's see what Hard Knocks looks like.
Yeah.
And it just so happened this year, it's our team.
Episode 1. I liked it. I really did. Nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary, I don't think.
Whoa, wait. Nothing special.
Well, there was nothing.
You know how many Dan Campbell quotes we got?
Well, yeah, but we've seen so much of this. They've leaked so many things
true.
on Facebook and Twitter and probably Instagram too, which I don't have.
It's all over the place. Huh?
But yeah, there's so many things that we had seen already that kind of ruined it. Because,
Did it though?
Well,
did it though?
No.
If
his speeches to his players are awesome.
Sometimes
awesome.
they don't make sense. I'll admit there was a couple analogies. I was like, where are we going with this analogy, Dan? You're just grasping.
But I'll still run through a wall for you.
You gotta admit, the dude's got heart, and
Yep.
that's something in Detroit that we always say we want, and now we got it.
Yep.
And now it's just a matter of, does this rhetoric produce wins? And that's also what Hard Knocks does too. Hard Knocks is that thing where it's like, this gets you hyped up and thinks your team's going to be good.
Yep.
Well, I remember thinking that watching my first Hard Knocks back in 2017 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went 5-7 that season, but I remember watching that Hard Knocks going, wow, they got some good young talent, and they got some players on this team. They might actually turn things around this year. They go 5-11.
Right.
So it's easy to buy into the Hard Knocks hype because what NFL Films does so well, and they capture all those compelling, moments between like player camaraderie, or you seeing guys just making the absolute best plays. But obviously, it's a 45-minute hour show. Those hundreds of hours they literally filmed that week, it's got to get trimmed down to that.
Right.
So there's so much stuff you didn't see that could make you go, "Oh boy, this they're not going to be any good, are they?"
And the teams that are on Hard Knocks are last year's terrible team.
Last year's losers, because this year's
you're not going to see a turnaround. Yeah, you're not going to see a big turnaround. Hopefully that will change this year with Detroit. But you're on Hard Knocks because you're bad. Just like you have the first round pick in the draft because you were bad last year.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a bad team that's trying to improve.
But I thought that's what this was. This was a nice, cohesive episode, getting everything kind of ramped up, because starting next week, episode 2 is when we actually get preseason games, because obviously they're filming episode 2 right now,
right?
And the Lions have a preseason game on Friday, so we'll get that action. So that'll be a little more interesting, probably go a little more into some of the position battles and watching guys struggle on an individual level. But this one was more of a setup for getting to know the team, and the stuff I really liked was getting to know the coaching staff.
They
as
said
the Lions quarterback's coach.
Yeah, they said that on the coaching staff they have over 80 years of NFL playing experience between his assistant coaches and Dan Campbell, who had a pretty good career himself.
Yeah.
So a lot of playing experience, and I think that's kind of what he wanted. I don't know if it was.
He said
totally
he didn't go in with
intentional.
that plan. It's just kind of how it ended up working out. And I think on paper, and philosophy-wise, that sounds exactly what you want. This is exactly what this team might need.
Well, we were there at training camp
for one of those days.
Last
That's
Thursday.
where I got my nifty shirt. So.
Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of fun being there.
Obviously, they mixed and matched probably footage from all the different practice days.
Sure.
So it was really tough to figure out like what days we were there at. But there were a couple. Right. There was one fight that broke out that you saw for just a little bit, and we were like, "Hey, we were there for that. I saw that fight break out."
But spoiler alert. We didn't make it on camera.
No, at least nothing that I could pick out, unless we were in the way background of some shots. But they didn't really feature any fans. No. But even then,
they did a few, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. And they even featured somebody's son. I thought was going to make it into Hard Knocks, but that got cut too. Yeah. So, all I know is I think NFL Films is having a lot of fun following this particular Lions team, and I think just watching a lot of the national buzz, national media, it seems like a lot of people, not everybody, I've seen some people who are rolling their eyes at the Lions still, but it seems like a lot of people are finally like, you know what? I'm going to root for these Lions. And I think that's also what Hard Knocks is really good at, because I remember rooting for that Tampa Bay team back in 2017. I remember rooting for that 2019 Browns team with Baker Mayfield coming into his rookie year, the offensive line coach that became a social media sensation every time he said "hut." So it's really cool to see, and it's interesting having watched Hard Knocks for so many years, and now having your team on it. It does add a different perspective to what's being shown and how other people are viewing that.
Yeah. It's putting us on a national stage. Yeah. And
outside of Thanksgiving for a change.
Yeah. People only know the Lions as the lovable losers, and now they're looking going, wow, they got that kind of coaching staff going on? These are the guys they drafted? Wow, this team is a lot different than what I thought it was.
They might actually be building towards something. Yeah. So and getting that inside look, even as a fan, is almost reassuring. Like seeing these guys aren't just taking things for granted. They are working their tail off. Whether or not that translates to wins is a whole different scenario. Injuries happen and whatnot, but they're saying and doing all the right things, it looks like. Yeah. And that's all we can do as fans.
That's true.
So, what else you got?
Well, let's talk about a few things from the episode itself.
Yeah, go for it.
They were talking about those, what are they
The Guardian caps.
The Guardian caps, yeah. They were showing some...
I was kind of glad they featured that, because I think what is cool about Hard Knocks, too, is kind of distilling stuff going in and around the league at the same time. Remember a couple years ago on the Rams-Chargers, we were dealing with COVID. So there was a whole bit about them doing all their testing and stuff. And it's cool to just kind of see that time capsule.
But yeah, they were talking about these helmets. They showed the guy, the locker room guy, equipment manager, one of the equipment guys, putting one on a helmet. There's all kinds of straps and Velcro and this and that to get it on and adjusted right. And the players were talking about it. And then they started playing the song, The Safety Dance. And I just thought that was... because they're all about safety, and it was so cool when they used that music and they showed the players on the line, line of scrimmage, hitting each other and wearing these
very on the nose
these
song.
Safety helmets.
But it was good. NFL Films always does a good job at getting music rights and adding a little flavor to that. Because we had that song, we had Metallica's No Leaf Clover pop in, which was great for me, and they didn't use the music from it, but Aiden Hutchinson doing his rookie. Song or introduction, I don't know what you'd call it, but he goes up, he gives his name, his signing bonus, and
$23 million,
and he does a bit, and his bit was he sang and kind of performed
Billie Jean
by Michael Jackson, which was pretty good. He's not the greatest singer, but he got that whole room hyped.
That's a rookie hazing, and there was one other guy that got up and did a dance to some
salsa music.
Well, he was pretty good.
But that was pretty good. That was pretty cool to see, and they featured Hutchinson quite a bit, being the number 2 overall pick.
With his family, his dad played at Michigan, and they showed his mom and his 2 sisters. They showed him on draft day. They did a little interview just for Hard Knocks at their house. They're sitting on the back porch or something, and. So he's getting a lot of attention, as you expect.
As you expect.
Yep.
Well,
the up-downs that Coach Campbell did with the rest of the team. I don't know how many they did. I lost track of counting, but it was.
I thought they said 40,
25, or 30.
I stopped counting too. I was like, their show. I was like, I thought they would cut away.
Yeah.
They showed the whole thing.
Yep.
They just kept rolling. I was like, wow, we're really just showing him go through all this.
You could see he was pretty darn winded by the end of it, but he did it. And. That was pretty awesome.
Something he did last year too, and something that also went around social media. So Campbell, he said he wanted to do it. He even talked about how he injured himself at home, but he was still going to do this.
Yeah, so. The dog, he tripped over some dogs, something, and he fell on his wrist. So he had his wrist all taped up. And he says, "I wasn't sure I was going to do this today because you got to use your wrist when you're doing the up downs." And but he did. Yeah. And so.
Did more than you probably do.
Oh, yeah.
Probably more than I do.
Yeah, I haven't done those since PE in high school back in the 70s.
70s? You're just making that up. That's a made-up decade.
But no, it was a good episode. Like I said, we'd seen a lot. I tried to stay away from a lot of the stuff that had come out on social media.
I couldn't help
especially since last night, because I knew people would be talking about it, and I didn't want to have it spoiled for me too much. There was a lot of stuff in this episode that I have not seen, of course, but several other things I've at least seen. Maybe I didn't watch it, with the sound on or even, but a lot of it was somewhat familiar. So I can't wait to see the next couple episodes. So I loved it, and I'm ready for next week.
I am too. I think as soon as this episode got done, I was like, where's the next one? Let's get the next one fired up. Is it Tuesday yet or Wednesday for us?
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. and it's I'm not gonna say the greatest Hard Knocks episode, but I already think it's better than anything from the Cowboys season, and I think this is up there though.
But it's putting our team in a good light nationally.
Yeah,
and that's what we've needed for a long time.
Yep. So, yeah.
Right.
So that's it. That's Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think? Sorry to steal your job.
It's okay.
What do you guys think? Did you guys see Hard Knocks? What are your thoughts? What were your favorite bits? Leave those down in the comments below. What else do we need to plug?
Well, just let us know, and maybe we'll mention some of the tweets or emails that we get next week.
Hit us up. We'd love to talk about what everybody else thinks
last week's episode.
So
if you like what we're doing here today, you can check us out every week on This Week in the World of Football, which comes out every Tuesday.
Yep, our weekly podcast.
We're found on many podcasting sites, and we're also on YouTube, where we post the entire audio portion of our show every week. And we also do videos like we're doing here.
Tell them to do the whole subscribe thing. Do it. I want to see you do it.
You can like the World of Football at TWOF Kalamazoo, or
subscribe, and hit the bell. That's how that works.
That's your thing.
I know, but this is what YouTube is. Now do it. Do the bit. Look at the camera and do the bit.
I don't have the
script.
You
don't need a script. Look at the camera and do the bit.
You can like the World of Football at TWOF Kalamazoo. On Twitter, we're
oh my gosh, you're doing it wrong.
TWOF
we're talking about the
Kalamazoo.
YouTube video. You're supposed to, for the YouTube video, hit the like button.
Oh, subscribe.
And hit the little bell notification whenever we drop new videos.
Yeah, what he said.
Gosh. It's like teaching an old dog new tricks. It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
You're terrible at this.
I know it.
All right, guys. You send us out. It's your podcast. It's your YouTube channel.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with another episode of Hard Knocks, episode 2 next week. So look for that probably late Wednesday.
I love you.
Yeah.
But I want to you up on the podcast.
Oh, please don't do that. You better bleep that out.
It's going to get bleeped out.